My brother moved out of my house last night after I told him he needs to start paying rent or leave, and now my parents are saying I'm kicking him when he's down, after he just got out of rehab and trying to rebuild his life. My brother is 32 and I'm 37. He struggled with addiction for about a decade. Pills, alcohol, whatever he could get his hands on. He's been in and out of treatment programs and sober living facilities for years. 6 months ago, he completed a 90-day inpatient program and asked if he could stay with me for a few months while he got on his feet. I have a 3-bedroom house and I live alone, so I said yes. I wanted to support his recovery. The agreement was he'd stay for 3 months maximum, he'd get a job and save money, and he'd help out around the house. He stayed sober, I'll give him that, but he didn't get a job for the first 2 months. He said he was applying places, but nothing was coming through. I pushed him to expand his search and he finally got hired at a warehouse doing night shifts. It doesn't pay great, but it's something. That was a month ago. Last week I sat him down and said we needed to talk about next steps. His 3 months were up and he was still living in my spare room. I said I was glad he was working, but we needed to discuss rent or a timeline for him moving out. He said he couldn't afford rent yet because he was still catching up on debt. I asked what debt. He said credit cards and money he owed people before rehab. I said I understood, but he'd been working for a month and I needed either financial contribution or a concrete plan for moving out. He said he needed more time. I asked how much more time. He said he didn't know, maybe another 3 or 4 months. I said that wasn't what we agreed to. He said things changed and he needed more support. I said I'd been supporting him for 6 months and I needed my space back. He asked if I was seriously going to throw him out when he's finally doing well. I said I wasn't throwing him out. I was asking him to either contribute to the household or move into his own place. He said he couldn't afford his own place on his salary. I suggested he get a roommate or find a room to rent somewhere cheaper. He said I was his brother and I should help him. I said I had been helping him for half a year. He said he'd pay me back when he could. I said I didn't want him to pay me back. I wanted him to either pay rent going forward or move out. He asked how much rent I was thinking. I said $600 a month, which is less than half what I pay for the mortgage and utilities. He said that's too much on his salary. I said then he needs to find additional work or a cheaper living situation. He said I was being unreasonable. I said I was being generous for 6 months and now I needed my house back. He said I had 3 bedrooms and only used 1. I said what I do with my bedrooms is my business. He said family is supposed to help family, and I was abandoning him when he was vulnerable. I said he's not vulnerable anymore. He's employed and sober and capable of taking care of himself. He said recovery is fragile, and I was putting him at risk by stressing him out. I said if his recovery depends on living in my house, rent-free indefinitely, then he has bigger problems. He said I was being cold. I gave him 2 weeks to either start paying rent or move out. He called our parents, and they called me immediately. My dad said I was being harsh. My mom said my brother is finally doing well and I should support him. I said I'd been supporting him, and now I needed him to support himself. My dad said $600 is a lot when he's just starting out. I said it's cheap for a room in a house in a good neighborhood. My mom said I could afford to let him stay. I said it's not about affording it, it's about boundaries and him learning to stand on his own. My dad said I was using boundaries as an excuse to be selfish. I said I was using boundaries to take care of myself after 6 months of taking care of him. My brother packed his things last night and moved in with our parents. They called me this morning saying he's depressed and withdrawn and it's my fault. Am I the asshole?